Not really interested for the 3/4 for 5. That's asking a little bit too much of me. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a C minus. Torment of Hellfire. X black sorcery rare. Repeat the following process X times. Each opponent loses 3 life unless that player sacrifices an online permanent or discards a card. This is called the Torment mechanic, so I'll just refer it to that in the rest of the reviews. Yeah, this is really strong. You know, for 4 mana, you make them do this twice. For 5 mana, you make them do it 3 times, and so on. So this just gets better and better the later in the game as you go. I really like this card, and I think you will win so many games with this card when you have it. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a B plus or maybe even an A minus. I think this has the potential to be ridiculously backbreaking. In sealed, it's for sure like an A minus or even like an A. But in draft, I think this is more like a B plus. But it's a very good card. Torment of Scarabs, 3 in a black or a curse, uncommon. Enchant player, and at the beginning of their upkeep, you torment them. I think I don't want to be playing this in draft at all. I think in draft this is like a C minus or even a D. That said, in sealed, this is a really real card. This is you're gonna win. You're gonna lose games to this, and you're gonna win games with this. I think it's probably safe to give this a C. But I think in sealed, my rating for this card will go up substantially. Torment of Venom, 2 black, instant, common. Put 3 -1/-1 counters on target creature, and then torment its controller. The important thing is that they actually, if they choose to sack a creature, they can't sack the one that has the counters put on it. So that's kind of important. This is great. It's 4 mana 4 mana removal. It's not unconditional. It's 4 mana removal with upside, and it's instant speed. I love this card. This is for sure a B minus. Vile Manifestation. 1 in a black for a horror creature. It's an uncommon. 0/4. It's +1/+0 for each card with cycling in your graveyard. It's got cycling of 2 itself. I mean, I guess it gets bigger as you play, and an 0/4 on turn 2, like, it's not gonna die right there, and it can probably block some stuff. And this is a very hard card to evaluate, I think. But I think it's probably safe to give this a C. Who knows how good this will end up being, but I think it's probably a C. It might even be a C minus, but I'm going to give this a C. Without weakness, 1 in a black, instant, common. Target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. It's got cycling for 2. This is actually fine. 1 in a black to give a creature indestructible is gonna really blow people out when you have it, and if you're not getting set up for that scenario, you cycle it away. I like this a lot, actually. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's good and it's gonna make the cut a lot of the time. So I'll give this a C. Ratchet Camel, 1 in a black, 2/1, zombie camel, common. When it dies, if you have a desert or there's a desert in your graveyard, target player discards a card. 2/1's not amazing, but nice, aggressive. Goes in. When it dies, if you got a desert, they discard a card. That's what it says right on the card, and I kind of like it. It's not amazing, but it's certainly a C. Certainly a C. Alright, moving on to red. The fieriest color. Abrade. 1 in a red, instant, uncommon. Choose 1. Abrade deals 3 damage to target creature, or destroy target artifact. Amazing. Abrade is great. It's 2 mana, deal 3 to a creature at instant speed, or destroy an artifact. You never lose with this card. Amazing constructed. Amazing Unlimited, B+. Maybe even an A-, but I'm going to give it a B+. Blur of Blades, 1 and a red, instant, common, put a -1/-1 counter on target creature. Blur of Blades deals 2 damage to that creature's controller. This is a neat little combat trick. It can kind of be removal, and it can kind of be a combat trick. It's weird. But I do like it. I don't know how good to actually give this card, but I think it's probably somewhere in the C range because it will win you a combat and then it deals 2 to their, it's like when you're playing this, it's like I win combat, and you take 2. That's nice. I like having that reach. And then also can kind of like end the game sometimes. Like sometimes shocking them is all you need to do. So I think this gets a C from me. I think this is a C. Burning Fist Minotaur, 1 and a red for a uncommon Minotaur Wizard. It's a 2/1. It's got first strike, and it's got 1 in red, discard a card. Burning Fist Minotaur gets +2/+0 on the turn. This is really, really aggressive. I'm very worried about playing against this card. It's just super strong. First strike on 2/1 at 2 mana is like, really difficult to play against. Very good card. Very good in an aggressive red deck. I will give this I think I will give this a C+, but it is near a B-. And actually, B- might end up being the correct grade, but I will give this a C. You know what? No. You know what? This is a B-. It's a B-. It's really strong. Chandra's Defeat. Red. Instant. I only got 2. This and then 1 more. Uncommon. 5 to a red creature or red planeswalker. If it's Chandra, discard a card, draw a card. Who cares? Sideboard. If they're playing red, put it in. Chaos Maw. 5 red. Hellion. Is that? I think it's a rare. I'm not sure. Might be a mythic. I think it's a rare. 6/6. When it enters the battlefield, deals 3 to each other creature. I don't really feel like this fits red, like in this format, because it costs 7 mana. But you're doing a lot for 7 mana. 6/6 that deals 3 to all other creatures. Yeah, I guess this is going to be ridiculously good in sealed. That's for sure. As far as draft, I don't think I'm taking this very highly. I think I'm taking a lot of cards over this, especially in red. I'm more likely to take one of these, many commons that we've been talking about. I think I would probably just end up giving this like a C+. It is strong, but it's it's not game winning. Crash Through. Red, sorcery, common, creatures control gain trample down turn, draw a card. If it didn't say draw a card, this would be like unplayable. But the fact that it replaces itself in its hand actually makes it a little compelling. If you have a really crazy board and they have to like if they, I don't know. I guess if you have the right scenario in which you're setting them up for, like, you don't want to chump block for some reason, you want to deal damage to them, that makes sense. I guess the fact that it does replace itself makes it somewhat okay. I think in all reality, this is still a C-. Yeah, this is a C-. Defiant Kendra. Easy one. Jackal Warrior, common, 1 in a red, 2/2. No text. You might know this as Falcon Wrath Reaver or Grizzly Bears. But actually, I think this is the messed up thing about this limited format is this might actually be a good card. Because it's a 2/2 for 2. I'll give it a C. Maybe a C-, but you're probably gonna in this format. Like if I know that if this card was in Amonkhet and I got it in a pack, I'd be like, oh hell yeah, it's a 2/2 for 2. That's exactly what I wanted, and you'd be like happy about it. Weird, I know, but probably a C. Ooh, Earthshaker Kendra. 1 in a red, 2/1, Jackal Warrior, rare. Haste. When it enters the battlefield, Target creature with power less than or equal to Earthshaker can res power, can't block this turn. It's got internalized for 4 red red. So when it enters the battlefield, target creature with power 2 or less can't block this turn. And it has haste. And then you internalize it for 6 mana, and target creature with power 4 or less can't block this turn. And then you hit them for 4. Really strong. I really like this card a lot. I'm going to give this... I mean, it's very aggressive. It does what it needs to do. It's great in an aggressive deck, and it is in itself both a good early drop and a good top end. And not a lot of cards can say that they do that. So I'm going to give this a B-. Fervent Paincaster. 2 and a red. Actually, I'm going to change my review to this. This is going to be a B. Fervent Paincaster. 2 and a red. 3/1. Uncommon human wizard. Tap it. Deal 1 damage to target player. Tap it. Deals 1 damage to target creature. And it hits for 3. This is everything I want in a card. It's great. It's a pinger. You can ping opponents, ping creatures, hit for 3. Does everything you want it to do. B-. Firebrand Archer. 1 and a red. 2/1 human archer. Common. When you cast a non-creature spell, Firebrand Archer deals 1 damage to each opponent. Another aggressive 2-drop. Stop me if you've heard this before. This card is really good. In like the blue-red deck, wow. Really great. And then it also hits for 2. The fact that you don't have to activate any ability for this is really something. Yeah, I think this is like a C+. In like a blue-red deck, this is like a B. So this is a great card. Frontline Devastator, 3 in a red, 3/3 Zombie Minotaur Warrior, common. Afflict 2, 1 in a red, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. This is a ridiculously aggressive card, and I like it a lot. Comes down, hits hard, punishes blocking. This is, what you want to be doing in your aggressive. This is the type of 4-drop you want to be playing in your aggressive red deck. So I will give this. I believe this deserves a C+. Gilded Ceridon, 4 in a red, 4/4 beast, common. Whenever it attacks, if you control a desert or there's a desert card in your graveyard, target creature can't block this turn. So red really has a very consistent, sort of message that's sending in this format, which is I'm hitting for a lot at all stages of the game. This card is strong. If you have a desert, it's just like, that can't block. I'm hitting in. Very punishing. So I think this gets probably, it is very expensive. 5 mana is asking a lot for these red decks. But this is still probably like a C+, especially when you have a desert. If you don't have a desert, then it's just like a C-. Granatic Titan, 4 red for a common elemental. It's a 5/4. It's got menace and it's got cycling too. So 5/4 menace is very aggressive. This will do a lot of damage in in a lot of scenarios. And then it has cycling, so it can help you to get to that 6 mana mark if you're not going to get there anyway. I like this. I think this is like a C. I think it is strong. It is expensive, but it really, if a card is expensive in this format, it has to win you the game very quickly. And a 5/4 with menace does that pretty well, in my opinion. And yeah, I think you will play this, especially since you can just cycle it anyway. Hazoret's Undying Fury. 4 red for a sorcery at rare. Shuffle your library, then exile the top 4 cards. You may cast any number of non-land cards with converted mana cost 5 or less from them without paying their mana costs. Lands you control don't untap during your next untap step. F, D, F or D. Don't play it. It's draft chat. It's not playable. Hour of Devastation. From the set, Hour of Devastation. 3 red. Sorcery. Rare. I think that's a rare. It's really hard to tell if these cards are rares or mythics. All right, that's a rare.